Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna be making a traditional Vietnamese dish called pho with a little bit of a twist. I'm gonna be using oxtail and brisket, so stay tuned for more. You guys want to cut the onions in halves. Peel it. Next up, you guys have 2 garlic cloves. Just cut it in half. Set that aside. Then we have ginger. This is optional. If you don't have it, you don't have to have this item. Okay, garlic. These are also not the best, but you don't have this part here somewhere. You gotta eat this one. It's just for flavoring. Cilantro. Spring onions. Save this for the broth. Next you have a lime. Last but not least, you have a jalapeno. This is optional. You have to use it. You want to like your soup, Make sure that your water's at a boil before you add in the meat. Then you can add in your onion, the 2 cloves of garlic, the ginger, and the leftover green onion stock. This is 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillons, pepper, 1.5 tablespoons of fish sauce, these are Casanium starseed. This is the main ingredient that gets the flavor. I don't put it in here. I have it in something like this, but if you don't have that, you can just dump it in there and you just gotta strain it later once it's fully cooked. Once you put all your ingredients inside, you can put your heat into low, and then it's gonna take about 2 hours or more to cook to render the fat in your brisket and let all the goodies seep into the broth. So the longer you cook, the better it's gonna become. So every once in a while you would want to skim the fat off from this top just by pushing your spoon down and letting the fat roll in and trying to skim as much as you can throughout the process. That will give you a very nice clean, clear broth. It's gonna take around 2 hours or more, depending on how much protein you're using. So always measure and see when it is ready to take out. It's been about an hour and a half. Let's go ahead and check on this. Wow, you guys see that? All the broth and everything is all infused with the fat of the brisket and the bones. So you guys see all the onions and everything is nicely fused together. The garlic is nice. So I wish you guys could smell this, but this is smelling great right now. So depending on where you buy your pho noodles, they're either gonna come dry or pre-cooked. The one I purchased was pre-cooked, and all you do is heat it up a little bit more. So you just have a pot with water and put a little salt and bring it to a boil. So once your water gets to a boiling point, then you're gonna add the noodles in. Like that. Then you want to cook it for about a minute or two, depending on the texture of it. You want it very soft, but you don't want to overcook to where it's smushed up. As you can see, it's boiling up really well, and so this is the texture that you would want, kind of like a rice texture, as you can see. And you make sure that you drain off the water that's inside this thing, because it will overpower your broth if you don't drain it well. Okay. So once you drain the water really well, you're gonna add it to your bowl and let it sit for a little bit while you get your broth ready. I'm gonna cut it in very thin slices. You guys kind of see how that looks. Very nice and tender. Alright guys, so we have put the broth on here. As you can see, the noodles nice. And you're gonna put all that brisket that you just cut right there on top. You got your oxtail. It's a bigger piece of oxtail. Okay. Now you guys remember the onions and cilantro you cut earlier. Just garnish that on top. Okay. It's up to you. It's optional. You don't want to use green onions and cilantro. And then you have some jalapenos. It's optional also if you guys want to use those. Some people like to use a bean sprout. Then you will squeeze a lemon in there, just like that. And so it would not be complete without a dipping sauce. I usually put sriracha and hoisin sauce, and then I would also put some jalapenos in there just to have it ready to go. Then you have your spoon, and you would go and grab, you're gonna put a little bit of noodles in the bottom, okay, A little bit of veggies in there. Okay, just like that. Grab one of the pieces of beef, which I think I cut a little bit too big, but you know what, it is. Then you would dip that nice and sauce on there. This is optional, guys. You can do this with the jalapenos too. Okay, and you just go to town. Okay, nice.